These are very many new ideas. Let's see. You will ask us to provide personal photos to make the personal stories as well. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, President Albert's kind introduction. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Patrick Zheng, and it's my honor. It's my honor and privilege to be the host of tonight's meeting. At the beginning of the meeting, I will briefly introduce the history of the Toastmaster. You will know what Toastmaster International and how it works. Back in 1924, an American young man named Ramsey Smiley had just started working at the California YMCA. As director of educator at YMCA, he saw a need for the men in the community to learn how to speak beside the meeting. He decided to help them. He organized a club where they could learn this skill in a social present environment. The first unofficial meeting was held in YMCA's basement. They eventually became Toastmaster International. Toastmaster International is a non-profit organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills through a worldwide network of clubbers. Headquartered in the US, today Toastmaster International is a non-profit organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills. The organization's leadership exceeds 360,000 in 16,400 clubbers in 145 countries. Since 1924, Toastmaster International has helped more than 4 million people from diverse backgrounds to become competent speakers to communicate and lead in any circumstance. Because we met some new fans, I will for the benefit of new fans, I will introduce the structure of the meeting. Normally, a Toastmaster meeting is divided into 3 main parts. The first one is the prepared speech section, where members delivering their speeches based on the projects and passes they have chosen. The second portion of the meeting is the table topic section, where members can practice thinking and speaking on their feet. This section is also known as the impromptu speaking section. Friends are welcome to participate in this section as well. The third and the last section is the evaluation section, in which all the prepared speeches and all aspects of the meeting will be evaluated by the general evaluator and his team. In our club, we have 2 additional sections. The first one is the word of the day to help us to explain our vocabulary. The second one is the word in 6 minutes. Our members will share their traveling experience with us. Now, about the meeting theme, each meeting has a different meeting theme. Before the Lunar Chinese New Year, I helped my mom sort our older photo albums, and I found an old photo of my neighbor's father, who had passed away years ago. I forwarded that old photo to my neighbor, and he told me he hasn't seen that photo before, and then it is a valuable photo to him and his family. Therefore, I choose a picture that is valuable to you as tonight's meeting theme. I have collected all the photos from the prepared speakers and meeting room takers, and we introduce them by showing the precious photos to you one by one. Okay, let me introduce tonight's important helpers. To run the meeting smoothly, we need some helper to help us. The first important helper is a timer, who will help us to control the time, so we can begin and end the meeting on time. Tonight's timer is an elegant lady who who is the charter member of the Skal Taipei. Let me show you the photo that is valuable to her. Okay. It's the teacher.
Chinese. Because actually we are the sister, but it's another friends. Because one is only my sister, but the two is my group member. But because all name is just one difference. Because I'm 毕珍、毕方、毕珠、毕芬、毕方，所谓珍珠芬芳。Yeah, so sometimes if you are a group, you have just one name, and then we make a became friends. Yeah, that's it. So we are going to Pennsylvania and in Hong Kong. The woman's talking travel is very interesting. Okay. Okay, I like to do the timer because you don't need to prepare for nervous. I just come here and show my board. So when you speak, you will make me, I will say you are front, and you will be look at the three board. When you green, the mean is you prepare, is qualify, and you prepare for you are qualified for your speech. And when you show, I see the yellow ball, the mean is your time will be is come up, and you prepare, you close your speech. And the yellow ball, the mean is comes up, and you almost in the 30 seconds finish your speech, and then lift away. If over the 30 seconds, I will tell you, you are over the time. Okay, that's so please pay attention, and I hope the day after will be on time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Peter. The next important role is the art counter, who will help us become aware of unnecessary words or sounds we make when we speak in a meeting. Tonight's art counter is also a senior member, Judy. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me to welcome Judy Ye.
Today, my job is art counter. Art counter, this job, I will count the speaker, how many R's in your speech. What is R's? R's is the speaker in the speech. Sometimes very nervous, forget, or repeat. I know, like this is R. So today my job is count how many R's in your speech. Why the purpose of is that the speakers can close, and that the speaker can smoothly Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I will 2 minutes. Yeah, okay. 2 minutes my story. The last Saturday of March in Manila, Philippines, the school is St. Jude Catholic School, Chinese 崇德天主教学校，near Managaya, 伊美在3 shoes. we went then, okay. The day after the graduation ceremony, our school dormitory was so busy. We had 3 teachers in this dormitory. We decorated the dormitory together. The background was pastel with a pink clothes, and we put the chair, and we make up each other. The earrings and the shoes took the same. We photo together. Oh, we finished our works. 大功告成. The dancing dress owners was Irene. Irene was graduated 1992. that time 18 years old. After 27 years, Irene said that she still kept this dancing dress. The photos left us with unforgettable memories. Okay, Irene now in 高雄，在那个菲律宾文化中心。OK，Thank you。
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. 你们是我。
The next one, now let's proceed to the next section, the word of the day. This section will be conducted by our club president, Albert. The photo he took when he traveled in Taoyuan, Fuxing district, where there's a beautiful waterfall. Our Albert Join has been member for 12 years. He speaks two languages, Japanese and English. Please join me to welcome Albert.
Thank you. Thank you for your nice introduction. This is where I was taken in the Fuxing, the villages. There's a beautiful homes. So now the spring comes and the water becomes warmer and flower is blossoming. So maybe we should consider outing. Everyone at the major members club at the time. Why not? Yes. And as my part of the program is to introduce the word of the day. To anyone, I think anyone have arms, right? Anyone who has an arm, please raise your arm. No one raise your arm, then I think everyone has an arm. You have arm. You raise your arm to prove that you have arms. Thank you. So today my word of the day is about arms. Arm is easy, English word. No, not a difficult, not a complicated word for everyone. But think about that. They had a lot of applications we didn't know. So even though it's easy, but on the other hand, it's very useful and very complicated. So for example, the first sentence, Henry looks up in arms. What's wrong? I think people will think what does that mean? Up in arms. Tommy not is no right. He's angry. Here's something in mind that he didn't angry with someone. Is why he said his classmate John is really a baby in arms. Is a baby in arms. What do you mean? Baby in arms. It means that John didn't know too much things. Did not have the social experience, even though he might be 30 years old. He knows very little things. It's not understandable. When he tried to explain something to John, but John didn't agree with him. But because he just didn't know enough about these things to discuss. Then Henry armed himself with a lot of statistics to claim that John is wrong. You're wrong, because a lot of statistics to support his claim. That's armed to make his claim more stronger, more convincible. Armed like a dude take armed himself. And then Henry thought he could easily win John in the debate with his arm tied behind his head. I think this will be easier to understand. The Chinese have sentence, I will, give you with one arm or go in the chest. Like you do something like that. So it's easy that, but maybe this one is easier. So with your arms tied behind your back, to fight with or to compete with your rivals, you can easily win your rivals, your competitors. This could be understandable, right? Yeah, so far. And then, but John get his right arm to argue that Henry could be wrong too. Give the right arm too. What does that mean? Why not left arms? It means that he will do anything at any cost. He will do very hard efforts to right arm. Maybe because right arm is more powerful than left arm. That I don't know what this is according to. So John get his right arm to argue that Henry could be wrong. I'm not wrong, you are wrong. Could be. So interesting, that arm could be used in many ways. We continue. Then Henry decided to keep an arm's length with John. Why? He want to keep a distance with John. He don't like to be with him, with the Henry. Henry don't want to be with the John anymore because he's not negotiable. He's not a clever guy. He's not a good guy too. So keep an arm's length with, keep a distance with. Don't want to be his friend anymore. But their teacher twist their arms to make peace. Twist their arms to force people to do something you don't want to do, not willing to do. To twist one's arm to. Yes. But there is the long arm of the regulation, or the long arm of the law. What do you mean long arm of that? That even though you're trying to escape, you're trying to run away, but you are still under the jurisdiction, under the control of something. So a long arm of the regulation. Like classmates should be nice to each other. Something like the teacher will encourage classmates to be nice to each other. So that's that kind of things, that kind of influence. Then the teacher's words continued and were a shot in the arm to them. A shot in the arm, a kind of encouragement, encouraging them to be nice to each other. A shot in the arm, like you inject something. Finally, they sat down and accepted each other with open arms. That's easy. The open arms each other. And the other meanings about the other, the word, the last one, the call of arms. What does it mean? This is call of arms, the symbol of one organization. For example, United Kingdom, the call of arms mean with a lion and a unicorn. Lion is in England and unicorn is Scotland. So together. And our call of arms here, Toastmasters. Okay? Then the last one is a boy was sent to hospital for his left arm and his leg had been lost. And his mother worried about, will he be okay? He asked the doctor. And the doctor said, well, he's all right. No. Because he left his left hand and leg, so he's all right. So that's okay. This explanation, time's up, right? Okay, thank you.
Right. Thank you. Let's conclude the word of the day section. Let's proceed to our main pitch, the prepared speech section. In tonight's prepared speech section, we have two prepared speakers who will deliver their speeches. The first prepared speaker is our Vice President Education. He was born in Taiwan, but grew up in Brazil. Then he moved back to Taiwan. He worked as a translator. He translated Portuguese to Chinese, Chinese to Portuguese. Let me show her his favorite photo. According to his description, this picture is about coffee from flower to cup, one of the most valuable photos of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome tonight's speaker. Before introduce the speaker, let me introduce his individual evaluator. His speech will be evaluated by Pema Wang. Pema, could you help us read out the objective of Daniel's speech?
The project is question and answer section. This project addresses how to prepare to answer questions and provide information clearly, concisely, and with confidence. The purpose of this project is to learn about and practice of facilitating the questions and answer session. Time duration 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you, Pema. Let's welcome Daniel. Speech title, Curiosity is the motivation for learning. Curiosity is the motivation for learning. Daniel, go.
Distinguished guests, dear fellow Toastmasters, good evening. When was the last time you spent hours and hours trying to solve a question that accompanied you for months and even years? You don't remember, right? Probably you don't care about that, or you are too busy for that. Most of us adults, we skip that part because we are too busy. We have more important things to care about. But human beings usually spend very long periods of time to change their habits, and to do so, they must pass through big events like natural disasters. For example, tomorrow is 10th anniversary of the Fukushima earthquake. That changed a lot the mentality of the population of the area. If we change the perspective and we observe the little children, they are quite innocent. They ask questions without thinking, just a natural reaction, and they are saying all the time, why this, why that? Because that's their natural reaction, and this is the way they learn about their environment and they grow. Coming back to the speech title, why we when we grow more, we stop or we decrease the frequency of asking questions because we are fear of disapproval, look, disdain, and mock. Those are very common reactions from others, but children, they don't care and they don't even feel bad about that. I made a test asking back to my daughter whenever she's asking why this and why that. Why you are asking all the time why this and why that? She just shrugged the shoulders and said, I don't know. And keep shrug the shoulders. Thank you. Shrug the shoulders. And she kept asking more questions and learning more. And now a practical example. For example, a question that accompanied me for years is why meats and beans dishes are sweet in some countries and salty in others. Well, there's no exact answer, 标准答案, but according to the answers of different peoples, different countries, salty because those people need minerals basically. Sweet because the other people need calories basically. Last but not least, there's an old saying, curiosity killed the cat, to which we can answer, but satisfaction brought it back. Probably because cats have many lives, like 9, people say. Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you. Thank you, Daniel. The next speaker is Paul Lü. Let me show his favorite photo. But Paul, after Paul's retirement, he served as a missionary to went to the Philippines to spread the message of the God for 3 times. Now we are very lucky to have him. Today he going to deliver a speech. This is his favorite photo. His granddaughter and grandson. Tonight's Paul's speech will be evaluated by Ken. Ken, Could you help us read out the objective of Paul's speech?
Paul's speech is non-specific person, so I will evaluate his speech by a general specification.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome Paul. Speech title, my favorite person, How to Become a Blessed One. Paul.
Thank you. First, I don't need to introduce the picture.
Oh, no.
No. This is my grandson,
Grandson.
granddaughter. But this is my daughter's son, my son's daughter. They are all in Shanghai. They are all in Shanghai. Okay. Toastmaster of the evening. Fellow members and welcome dear guests. There are totally 150 Psalms in the Bible. We all know. Tonight I will share with you my favorite Psalm. That is Psalm 1. Blessed is the one who does not walk in step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and who meditates on his law day and night. That person is like a tree planted by stream of waters, which yields its fruit in season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever they do prospers. Not so the wicked. They are like chaff that the wind blows away. Therefore, the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of righteous. For the Lord watches over the way of righteous, but the way of wicked leads to destruction. That's someone. So from the description of someone above, we can understand, we can know how to become a blessed man, blessed one. Following 3 things we shouldn't do. First, do you remember? First, we do not walk in step with what? We do not walk in step with the wicked. Yeah, the wicked. Yeah. Second is what? We do not stand in the way that sinners take. The third is we do not sit in the company of mockers. So these 3 things we couldn't do. Then finally, one thing we should do is in someone tell us we should meditate on the law of the Lord, and we should meditate on the law of the Lord day and night. If we can do that, then we will surely become a blessed one. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Please give Paul a big round of applause. Thank you. Let's conclude the prepared speech section. Let's move to the word in 6 minutes section. This section will be conducted by a seasoned Toastmaster member. He who ran his own travel agency for 35 years. His total career of a travel career is 50 years. It's our honor to have him to conduct this session. Please join me to welcome Edward Rock.
Thank you.
The photo was taken before the flag parade in Mexico City, the Skal World Congress 2016. And the small flag and the big flag were not prepared by me. Actually, I didn't bring it with me, but I found out I needed one, desperate to find one, and only one night before the opening ceremony. So I was so fortunate. Taiwanese girl overheard my need, then she prepared it for me. And actually, it was on loan, and that was a touching story, but just too long. So I try to share with you some other time. Okay, amazing. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you have heard a lot negative news reports from the news media recently, but that's not real Myanmar. I'm going to tell you that it's an amazing place. First of all, let's find out where is Myanmar. Myanmar is here, from here, north and south, actually more than 2,000 kilometers. And from Taiwan here to here, the non-stop flight is about 4 hours. It actually is less distance from Singapore, more close to Taiwan. And I only have 4 red dots here to mention about the Nai Dao, capital city, and the old capital city, Yangon here, and here is the Watson, Mandalay, and the Pagan, the Asian, a lot Asian temples and pagodas there. Okay, so what's the first amazing thing to me is actually 16 years ago, the Myanmar government just made an announcement. From tomorrow, our capital city will be moved from Yangon to Naypyidaw, and that just happened like that. And because Buddhism is so, it's just part of the life of every people in Myanmar. So first thing, they built a very huge temple. We call it temple, but actually people there like to call it pagoda. Very big inside. I will compare it with the Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall. Very big, and when you go there at night, like I show you here, they have the lights, so very beautiful. And okay, and still show you some more temples. This one is most important one in Yangon, and grand. It's very big.